Alright, hello everyone. It is Monday, August 30th, 2021. I am Andy Pollack, the executive producer, director, creator of Andy's Ram, this YouTube channel. So now we're going to do a video on the aftermath of what is now Tropical Storm Ida. It is now currently in the Mississippi and heading into the Tennessee Valley as we speak, according to our latest radar images right here. And this image actually gives you an idea of what it was doing overnight and currently the situation now heading into Monday evening. So I'm going to read you a couple news articles. So I'm going to give my sources. Our first article we're going to read is from the Associated Press. Our second is from WAPT, which is the ABC affiliate in Jackson, Mississippi. And then we're going to read from a technology website on specifics of what the Mississippi River did during this storm. And we're also going to get you the latest power outages. What we don't have right now at this particular time, because the NWS office in New Orleans received catastrophic damage, we are not able to give you an accurate number of the wind gust. We are not able to get you a rainfall total as of this moment because, again, it's just been a very awful situation for the people of New Orleans, and given the fact that, again, it was such a bad storm, the NWS office in New Orleans, they just can't give us any information, and I can't blame them, not one bit, because their radar is barely even working. I mean, I'm barely even able to get the rainfall on radar scope, which I'll show you that, but again, I checked their public information statement, and all they had was a canceled test of their weather antenna. So I don't even know if their NOAA station in New Orleans is even working, because I'll just randomly mention that the online feed of WTIX-FM, which is oldie station, I'm going to see if they're back on the air randomly. I'll have the volume on low as we go along here, but that was a bad sign that my favorite station in New Orleans, because again, I listen to them on occasion, they were out, and I know they posted on their Facebook page over the weekend giving their thoughts and prayers to everybody in the New Orleans area. And when I heard that this affected Galileo, my first thought was, this cannot be affecting the studios of WTIX, because that was my first thought yesterday. And I'll just check to see if they're online right now, because it's, yep, I'm not able to get WTIX, so they're still not on the air right now. Well, that's how catastrophic the storm was. Currently right now, what I can confirm at this particular time, we do have one death that was reported in the Baton Rouge area. A tree fell down on a house. So we do have a confirmed fatality. President Biden earlier this afternoon was giving speculation that the total number of deaths from this storm could go up. We do not know when the president will be traveling to Louisiana. I would assume probably when the local authorities deem it safe for him to travel, then he might go check out the damage himself. But we do know right now the entire Orleans Parish has no power. So that would assume that the transmitter and studios at WTIX are probably not even on right now. So I'll hope and pray they're back on the air soon, because they've been on the air for many years. They were an AM station, then they went to FM, back in the 80s, and they're really one of the last true oldie stations we have in this country. So I'm just devastated to even know that their antenna got knocked off the air yesterday. So what I want to do before I move on to tropical tidbits, and especially how this is going to affect the weather in New York coming up the next couple of days. We're not going to really get a bad effect, just a minor nor'easter, nothing too big. But this is what it looked like back on Saturday. So here's August 28th. This is the world view from NASA. And this is when it made landfall right here. And now we're going to pull up this. And as you can see here, and let's just confirm that I can load this up. Here we are on August 30th. So we just got the image loaded up from NASA. So what I want to do is go back to 2005. Just to do a little bit of a comparison. And this is what's so cool about this particular website. So what I'm going to do right now is try to load this. Okay, I can't get you anything else, but can I get rid of some things over here? Okay, I guess we can. So this was August 27th, 2005. As you can see here, here's a little bit of comparison. But from what I'm noticing here, Katrina looked a little bit bigger than Ida did. Yeah, and look how big this was. I mean, certainly Katrina was the big one. It still could be to this day until we know the circumstances of what the situation was. But I'm comparing and contrasting these two storms. And on August 28th, 2005, you could tell that's the eye of Katrina. And now we fast forward to 2021. And yeah, I mean, you could make a little bit of a comparison to, I guess, the eye strengthening. There is some comparison on that. But nothing, I mean, looking at both images, Katrina on the world view in 2005 looked much bigger than this. So we're just making a compare and contrast here. So here's some radar images. I'm not going to go on Weather Nerds again because then, I'll ramble on for too much. There it is. Dumping a lot of rain in Alabama right now. And this part of the radar has more proof. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you over to Radar Scope. Let's load up Radar Scope. And Radar Scope should be loading any second now. I do apologize. I'm having minor technical difficulties here. So that's very odd. There we go. So here is Radar Scope. And as you can see right here, there's a lot of heavy rain in Mobile, Alabama right now. And there's some rain in Mississippi right around here. So parts of Alabama are still going to see some after effects of this. There's no question. So I'm going to keep my radar scope up because I'm going to listen into Jefferson Parish scanner just a second after I'm done recording this video. And keep an eye on some affiliates in New Orleans to see how they're holding up. But what we're going to do right now is give you the numbers. So here we go. As of this moment at 3:39 p.m. in total in Louisiana, there are 1,017,015 outages in the state of Louisiana. In Mississippi, we have 97,589 outages. So let's give you the totals in terms of power companies. So right now we have Selco Power 101,528 out. Energy is reporting 819,919. So either way you look at it, a lot of outages. And what I'll do is I'll give an illustration of how severe this situation is with the outages. So what I'll do is I'll do black. Nah, black won't do any good. Let's do white. Let's see if I can get a white color for you. Okay, there we go. So let's see if I can draw it. Here we go. From around, I would say here. No. Let's start all over. Let's be fair. So I'd say the real severe outages go around, I would say, anywhere from here. If you're in this white that I just drew, that's where a lot of the outages are. And I know where Orleans County is. Let me just find it. Okay, so Orleans County is reporting 179,621. So that's nearly all of Orleans Parish without power. I mean, you look at it, everywhere in the parishes, even you go far west as Baton Rouge, you're going to get a lot of outages. East Baton Rouge, West Baton Rouge. I mean, they're all out of power. I mean, it's going to take days, weeks. I heard from President Biden today that they think it could be until the middle or late part of September that a majority of the power gets restored. So, a lot of people that need to be rescued, and it's just a very, very unfortunate situation. It sounds like it's 2005 all over again, from what I'm gathering. Yeah, Alabama's holding up pretty well. I just want to see how Mobile's doing. Alabama Power has almost 10,000. So that number could be there today. Yeah, here's Mobile. 80,070 are without power. So I just wanted to check Mobile County. I mean, hopefully the beaches are holding up today. But our cause of concern now goes to Mississippi. And look at that. We're seeing a lot of outages in Mississippi today. A lot of outages. So, let's just give you the specific. I don't want to go into what I did with Louisiana. I just want to go into the highest totals. Okay, here we go. Entergy is reporting 36,827 out. Southwest Mississippi EPA is reporting 11,609. Magnolia Electric has 13,793. And Coast EPA has about 18,375. Okay. So I'm going to grab a water just a second. Because we're going to have a lot of reading we've got to do, folks. There's a lot of stuff we got to get into. So, let's read our first article from the Associated Press. Hurricane Ida traps Louisiana and shatters the power grid. Oh, this is sad. It looks like an Italian restaurant got destroyed. See? Make sure you can see the headline. Yep, there's the headline. Make sure. So I'll have to go along here and just make sure you can read it. Rescuers set out in hundreds of boats and helicopters to reach people trapped by floodwaters today, and utility repairs crews rushed in after a furious Hurricane Ida swamped the Louisiana coast and ravaged the electrical grid in the stifling late summer heat. Residents living amid the maze of rivers and bayous along the state's Gulf Coast retreated desperately to their attics or roofs and posted their addresses on social media with instructions for search and rescue teams on where to find them. Now, keep in mind, and I've been noticing this since last night, I've been monitoring social media with Agenda Free TV Steve Luckner. So, me, him, and a bunch of other people were, keeping an eye on everything, keeping an eye on the Jefferson Parish scanner, keeping an eye on social media, and we were all looking at this since 8 p.m. last night on the East Coast, and we were wondering, well, some people are actually desperate, and, we can understand that. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the same thing would have happened during Sandy. When people in Long Beach were stranded, they couldn't get out of the island because Long Beach in New York is its own separate island. You have Atlantic, you have Long, and then you have Lido. So it's the same thing. You're trapped. And imagine if a Cat 4 hit that area. Same thing in Rockaway Beach. Same analogy. So I was thinking, these people are smart. I can't blame them. I mean, they're giving their addresses, yes, so that way EMS can find them. But think about if Twitter was around 16 years ago. A lot more lives could have been saved during Katrina. So social media may be playing into a factor on maybe saving a lot of lives here. There's a possibility. So this is conflicting, and I'll bring this up in just a second. More than 1 million customers in Louisiana and Mississippi, including all of the New Orleans parish, were left without power as Ida, one of the most powerful hurricanes ever to hit the mainland, pushed through during the day yesterday and going into the early morning hours of today before weakening into a tropical storm. So, Fox News was suggesting this was around, I would say 2 o'clock when I was watching, because I was at work and we had the TV on for a bit, and I was wondering, why is Fox News saying 2 million and then FEMA is only saying 1 million? So that kind of got me confused right there. Okay. So, here's what we know. Okay, folks, this is breaking. We have a second confirmed death. Okay, here we go. Second confirmed death is a motorist who drowned in New Orleans. So we have breaking news. This is just breaking. As I'm reading this article, the Associated Press is confirming second death due to Hurricane Ida. And the death I reported in the opening, the first death, was a person in the Baton Rouge suburb. So, a person that was hit by a falling tree in a house. So, just going to bring that up. So, again, we know Governor John Bel Edwards and along with President Biden confirmed that there are going to be more deaths as expected. So, we'll get to the current conditions in New Orleans right now because it's going to really get hot in New Orleans this week. So, a lot of flooding. So, okay, this is the part I wanted to read. This time, the city of New Orleans appeared to escape the catastrophic flooding city officials had feared. And the governor said Louisiana's levees, heavily overhauled since Katrina, performed extremely well. So, as I said, there is a lot of damage reported. And, it's just obvious. And no surprise, stealing is being reported. So, says here the 4 Louisiana hospitals were damaged and 39 medical facilities were operating on generator power. So, 2,200 evacuees, according to Governor John Bel Edwards' office, were staying in 41 shelters as of earlier this morning. So, and then, Colleen Arnold, chief of emergency, said that within the next couple of weeks, there could be anticipated more COVID-19 cases because of this. So, here we go. It says, Interstate 10 between New Orleans and Baton Rouge, the main east-west route along the Gulf Coast, was closed because of flooding. There was one report that was 4 feet deep. And as we were making a video yesterday, we noticed that a weather chaser was on Louisiana Route 90 yesterday afternoon, and the road was just flooded. So, again, we're still waiting to hear official word from the NWS office in New Orleans, but again, they have no power today. They're not able to compile information regarding the rainfall and the wind. So again, I will do a separate video when we do get the official word from the NWS, because I'm just curious to see the totals myself. So some preliminary measurements from some spotters show Sedell, Louisiana got 15.7 inches of rain, while New Orleans received nearly 14 inches. Other parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and Florida got 5 to 11 inches. And here's the alarming thing. Grand Isle, where the hurricane made direct impact, they've not heard, any emergency official has not heard anything since yesterday afternoon. And it says that 40 people stayed on the barrier island. So, here's what we also know regarding the power situation. Ida twisted and collapsed a giant tower that carries key transmission lines over the Mississippi River to the New Orleans area, causing widespread outages. So, Energy says 2,000 miles of transmission lines were out of service. And surprisingly, that tower survived Katrina. So, I don't know what's up with that. I have no clue. So, 30,000 utility workers are in Louisiana trying to get electricity restored. So, another sad reality was AT&T said that most of their wireless network was reduced to 60% of normal. So, old-fashioned walkie-talkie was used. AT&T sent a mobile tower to the state's emergency preparedness office so they can get some service. So, says that Ida's 150 mile per hour wind cited for the 5th strongest hurricane ever to hit the U.S. mainland. So, here we go. Ida is expected to pick up speed later tonight before dumping rain on the Tennessee and Ohio River valleys tomorrow, and Appalachian Mountain region Wednesday, and going along the U.S. East Coast as far as the nation's capital in New York City on Thursday. So, Ida will be long gone and out in New England on Friday. But this is bad timing, as millions of Americans are expected to spend the Labor Day weekend along the U.S. East Coast, along the shoreline, so possible high tides are expected. So, they should have brought that up in the article, but I guess not. Okay, now we move on to the effects in Mississippi. So, here's what we know right now. So, here's what we got. This is from Jackson.
Yeah, we're standing at orange.
Oops, sorry about that. Storm reports have been reported in Mississippi. No surprise. So I'm not really going to go further in depth, but I want to read this. So, this right here it says that Ida reversed the course of the Mississippi River. It flowed from south to north. Now, that's an interesting thing that needs to be, right now. Look at this. The data from the U.S. Geological Survey, a river gauge bell chase just southeast of New Orleans, recorded the stunning event about the face of the Mississippi River. Now look at this. I can't even read this, but you could read this part for yourself. But it's just remarkable to see what the Mississippi River did to New Orleans. Okay, so let's take a look at the GFS. Let's see where the effects in New York will be. Okay, so the GFS is suggesting that it would be, I would say, Wednesday night would be the effects. And then the worst of the remnants for the New York area would be on Thursday. Okay, so it moves out pretty quickly. It's going to be a quick... this is a typical nor'easter we're used to. So, just want to see if the NAM will give us an idea. I want to go as far as 60 hours. Yeah, so the NAM and the GFS are in agreement. They think Thursday is when the remnants is going to hit New York. So, I'll be closely monitoring it. Okay, so that wraps up this video. So a lot that I had to get into, but again, I'm just going to say this right now, that we're still waiting to hear from the NWS in New Orleans. Whenever they give us the specifics, I will do a separate video. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, please take care.